My wife and I both went to University of Illinois. I was there from 1990 to 94. In that time period, that was the time where Defenders were sold in the US. Occasionally I'd see a Defender and I always said, boy, I love that car, and I always said I wanted to get one. So I did just a ton of research, and Arkonik was what I would call the most reputable, consistent builder of Defenders. And after just talking to Tom Perry and the team there, I really just decided that it was time to go after a vehicle that I always dreamed of having ever since I was in college. My wife and I just celebrated our 25-year wedding anniversary, and that's why the car is orange and blue, to match the colors of the university that we met at. So I think the part that stood out the most was really picking the options and making the vehicle my own personal family vehicle. The build process was very smooth. I always remember everyone from Arkonik was great in regards to sending over materials and paint. The team was incredibly responsive. Seeing it all come together, and this is one of the reasons I went with them, just did a tremendous job communicating through the whole process. The Defender is a vehicle I always wanted because it did match my lifestyle, and I love to do things outdoors. So it was always the vehicle which was just the absolute quintessential vehicle to achieve and be outdoors. And the dream trip I took was, for me, I drove it up to northern Michigan and went fishing with my brother-in-law. It performed wonderfully, driving around and taking us to very remote spots to go fishing. The thing I like the most is actually the roof rack. Front runner roof racks are like the Swiss Army knives of roof racks. And Arkonik, of course, put the lights and some other things on it. So that's particularly useful on the vehicle when you're traveling or carrying a lot of gear, or frankly even for things like the awning that you can pull out if you ever want to sit underneath it if you're going fishing. Just be aware you're going to be driving the coolest vehicle that's on the road. You almost have to build in like an additional 10-15 minutes onto any trip you want to take to talk to people about the car. There's a life to the Defender. It's just fun. It's fun to ride in.